Hello and welcome back to the Porsche Owners Club Round 5 race at Imola. We apologize for the technical difficulties we had there, but to catch you up on a very action-packed opening 6 laps of that race, here is how the top 3 drivers in each category stand as of right now. Travis Brown in the GT1s continues to lead. Corey Lotvala had an excellent start to get his way forward, as did Michael W. Johnson. Eric Hagendick started off second and fell back, but the big problems really erupted down in the GT2 category. Matt Hollander had a very scruffy entrance into Tamburello on the opening lap and effectively took out a couple of the lead drivers. That is right, Jerry Freckleton, your points leader, is out of the race as of right now. He also managed to come into contact with Mark Rondeau, your pole sitter here at Imola. And now, as we watch, this is Ron Palmer, who inherited the lead for the race in that GT2 category. So he currently leads from John Momeyer, Matt Hollander, who had that incident at the start. You can see it. Momeyer there in the red machine. Hollander chasing him. Oh, and Ron Palmer has had a big off coming out of Variante Alta. He is able to get the car back under him, but that is going to give the lead of that GT2 category to John Momeyer. Matt Hollander in second, and now it looks like Ron Palmer is going to be coming in to try to take a little bit of advantage of that mistake. That's Adam Fulton behind him, David Keeter as well. They come out of Ravazza. We're going to go back to replay here to show you what happened to Palmer. You can see it looks like he just got a little bit too much onto the curbs coming out of Variante Alta. So here we go. That's that climb up the hill out of Agua Minerale, one of the toughest corners in the world. Here he goes, lining up for the corner. Gets it in, takes a lot of curb on that inside. Looked like he just got up on 2 wheels, tried to get the power down, and that's what spent him spinning around. But kudos to Ron Palmer there to be able to recover the car and to get it going nice and easy. So now we pick them back up. That is Palmer leading Adam Fulton. Lots of drivers having a lot of problems with this very tricky circuit. Oh, we've got a good side-by-side battle here. That is Aaron Edwards in 7th. He is trying to catch Mark Rondeau, your pole sitter. Ooh, big jump of the curb there. It looks like we could have a little bit of a battle starting to develop. They're all off. Oh, and there goes Aaron Edwards off way wide. And those are some of your GT1 competitors there. I believe that is Newton making by around here as well. As we talked about earlier in the race, the traffic around here is going to be absolutely bonkers. And so there you see that's Michael Ost starting to catch up to him there. Doing a good job there is Edwards to get off of that main line, give Ost plenty of room. So now Ost is going to continue up the hill, but there is a positive log jam directly in front of them. Absolutely craziness in the opening steps around here. And Sean, P2 and GTE shaping up as well.
Yeah, Michael Johnson, Lotvala really going at it right now. Sorry for all the technical difficulty this evening, but we were on it here. And actually, Lotvala right now being challenged by Hagendick. Hagendick rattling it over the curbs there in his Golf Porsche.
He's really starting to go, and this is one of the areas where you can get an overtake to happen, plunging down the hill into Ravazza, but it looks like Hagendick's thinking a little better of it, and he's got to be careful because that is Paul Newton right behind him as well.
Yeah, Paul Newton just 0.2 of a second there, trailing Hagendick. All 3 of these drivers off to a great start. Lotvala, though, in the pits.
That's very strange, Sean. We were not really expecting a pit stop here.
I wonder if one of those curb shots got to him. He does have some left front damage on the car.
He does indeed.
Pretty significant, actually. It's it looks like it's bent up pretty well. That could make it impossible to drive. He's in now, and, well, we'll see here as, yeah, looks like he took some repair and he's back out. So there we go.
Oh, it's a big heartbreak for Corey.
Yeah,
he had a wonderful start.
Back at GT4, Palmer just getting passed by Bassignoni. That was really close. Bassignoni trying to get his way back up to the field. He passes Hollander now. And did we talk much about Matt deciding to go and get a GT4 this evening? Have we really brought that up yet? I know we talked about it when we were introing it, but yeah, Matt deciding to get in the Porsche GT4 this evening.
Yeah, it's a bit of a change for Matt. We're used to seeing him in that GTE. Whoo, as there goes Travis Brown, just absolutely flying on by. But clearly, I think he's enjoying it, although that opening lap kerfuffle may draw the ire of some of the stewards here, as that was some pretty heavy contact. We're going to jump back here. That battle you were referencing, Sean. Yeah. This is Matt Hollander. Oh, right. Getting on by.
And it's a real hornet's nest now, for sure. Oh, and who's that just went off? That was Hagendick. Hagendick off track into the wall. Hard hit.
Big hit. It looked like he was trying to get by that train around Ron Palmer, and the two just made contact coming into Ravazza 2. We're going to watch it here. This is Hagendick. You can see him coming up behind. I believe that was Newton in front of him. So here they go. That absolute logjam. Palmer offline in that purple and black machine. He goes to the inside. I think Palmer didn't see him. Oh, and just turns him and right into the wall for Hagendick.
Yeah, and Hagendick's got some right rear damage on the car, a little bit of damage to the wing. So he's definitely going to be off pace. Now he's lost about 6 seconds to Host.
Yeah, he certainly did. He is going to be in a world of hurt here. Jad Duncan only about 2.5 seconds behind him as well, so that is not a good day for Eric Hagendick. He was obviously hoping for a lot more. We watch Michael Ost right now as he makes his way up the hill. Ost currently trying to trail in behind Paul Newton for that last podium position as they go down into the always tricky Agua Minerale. And up ahead of them, that is Michael Johnson. So these leaders not as far out as you would think they are. Ooh, and that's Lee Rosner having a little spin. I think that's going into Tamburello.
Yeah, it was. And it's significant damage on the cars. I think he was missing the hood before he went in there, really struggling to get back underway. Here it is on the replay, though.
Yeah, you can see it. You were right there, Sean, missing the hood already, so he's going to line up for this curve. It is a very difficult corner. You basically have to tighten it. Oh, we got a little contact there.
Looks like he might have tapped the brakes a little bit too soon and had a little company with him. Back to the pits, though, after that incident there.
I can't say I blame him. That engine probably suffering a lot. We jump back to your leader, Travis Brown, currently a whopping 10 seconds ahead of P2, Michael Johnson. His way up the hill there. You can see it. Sorry, Sean.
No, I was just to say, looking through the field here, we were talking about Jad Duncan a moment ago. Jad being chased by Jacob Abrams now, and I think Abrams might have the measure of him. Abrams was almost he was a full second faster on that last lap. And oh no! Have I really done that? First time back on the air, and I don't know how long, and I've done it. Oh no! I'm sorry, Jacob.
The commentator's curse is strong with you tonight, Sean.
Wow. Okay, well, let's see what happens.
Well, that's Abrams in that red and white machine chasing the yellow and red of Duncan, so they're making their way looks like he just got the power on a little bit too early there.
It snapped on him, and not in a good way, for sure.
No, but he is only able to let one position by. That's Michael Robon. So Abrams now currently heading around in 11th. He's got about 5 seconds up the road.
No.
But we've had a problem with Hollander here as well.
Yeah, it looks like Matt just had something happen there. I'm trying to pick it up here. Got a replay of it. There it is.
All right, so we jump back here to see the replay now. Hollander's already had a little bit of damage to that car, so I'm not surprised. All right, going into Agua Minerale. Tries to get on the brakes, runs it a little bit wide. You get onto that grass, that's going to send you right out. He is going to be very thankful, though, about that asphalt and that he was able to catch it.
And Palmer just getting by him there. Almost sideswiped him. I might have taken the door. No, I didn't take the mirror off, but it wasn't far from it. And Matt's going to bring it in.
Yeah, it's a good call for Matt. That car clearly having some problems. But let's jump up to the battle for P3. Paul Newton and Michael Ost. This battle really starting to heat up here as they make their way up the hill towards Piratella. That is Ost behind Newton right now, trying to find a way by.
Ost was the faster Porsche the last time by. Let's see if he can do anything with it here. He's going to have a couple of opportunities coming up real soon.
He will indeed, but he carries a little bit too much speed there through that second apex of Agua Minerale. Didn't cost him too much. I think he's going to be a little far back to try to make a move here into Variante Alta. They both keep it nice and easy. Take just about the right amount of curb. Little bit of a wiggle there for Ost, but he's certainly starting to gain.
Just past the halfway point. Got to start setting up your move now if you want to get to Michael Johnson. I mean, he's way up the track right now, so I don't even know if you're thinking about that, but if you're going to take third, now's not a bad opportunity.
No, it's not, and this may be his best opportunity, this long and winding front quote-unquote straight. As they come down here, you see Ost tucking up behind in the draft, trying to see if he can get anything. The gap is currently holding at about 0.4 of a second, not close enough at this point, so Ost is going to have another shot at a different corner.
DJ, Mark Rondeau, closing in on Dave Keeter. We've got a little bit of traffic here. We've got the GTEs mixing it up with the GT4s.
We do indeed. Whoa! Jim Walsh having some fun getting his black GT1 Porsche all the way through there. Now, this battle, that car in front of them, the white and green, that is Jeffrey Schulem. He is a lap down. Keeter there in between in the black GT2 Porsche, Rondeau behind in the teal. We ride on board with Rondeau. Rondeau didn't get the best exit there out of Ravazza 2. That could hurt him a little bit. I have to say, I don't know what David Keeter's thinking here. Tuck up behind in the draft, man. Take full advantage of a lapped car.
Boy, I tell you what, just doesn't seem to be really drafting well down the straight at all.
No, it doesn't, but he got it when it counted. Oh, that's Schulem trying to get out of the way. Mark Rondeau thinking, all right, here's my opportunity to have some fun. He goes side by side there out of Tamburello, trying to get the move down now on David Keeter. Late dive down to the inside. He's got a slam on the binders. Not going to work there.
Well played by Rondeau, though, getting by the traffic there through the turn. Kept the car out of trouble and is now fighting for this position. Keeter's going to have trouble with him.
He very much is. Rondeau, remember, started on pole. He is a very, very quick car here today, so he clearly likes this track. Had a big gap in qualifying. Dives it there into Piratella. You can see the multiple lines that you can take on the exit of that corner. Now Rondeau trying to line this up again down through Agua Minerale. Oh, very late on the brakes for Rondeau. Look how much time he was able to gain back.
Telling you, man, Keeter is not playing around here. Rondeau, though, is going to send it. No, he backs out. Keeter spins it.
Oh, it looks like there may have been a little bit of help there from Mark Rondeau.
Really tight coming through the turn. Here we go on the replay.
And we can see it here, Sean, just that amazing use of the brakes, able to carry so much more speed through Agua Minerale. Rondeau knows where he's got it. He's going to line up. They both do a little bit of a crossover move here. And there you see, they both get onto the brakes. Rondeau much later. He tries to give him space and just, that was never going to work.
He may have been in lockup at that point, to be honest. I thought I saw a little smoke from the right front. And at that point, yeah, he was just too deep into it. Oh, well.
Exactly. As we jump here to the P7 battle in GTE, this is Jacob Abrams getting chased by Corey Lotvilla. Remember, Abrams had a little bit of a spin earlier that we saw, and we saw Lotvilla having dive into the pits courtesy of damage. Lotvilla with a full head of steam now coming down the hill. He's going to tuck up behind in the draft. He tries to poke his nose to the inside. He's going to have the preferred line. Gets onto the biters, but Abrams is not letting him go easily, carrying the momentum around the outside. They're still going to be side by side through the exit of Ravazza, and it's a drag race down the straight.
Full send for Lockfella there. And he's still on it. Now we're drafting, baby.
Yeah, there it is, those higher speeds of the RSRs coming into play. Lockfella now lines up, pokes his nose to the inside, or what will be the inside of Tamburello. Can he be later on the brakes here than Jacob Abrams? Yes, but he catches a whole lot of that sausage curb. Still able to get the car wound back under him. Abrams not necessarily done yet. He's going to try to fight back, but as they start to enter the more twisting technical section of the track, I think this advantage is going to go back to Lockfella.
Yeah, Corey really driving the wheels off of his Porsche right now. This is a guy who had to come in and get damage repaired. And he's back in the thick of this now, fighting for seventh, trying to hang on to it. And although Robon is way up the track right now, it's not impossible with just under 10 minutes left that he could find himself in the right situation and maybe fight for a top 5 at some point here.
Most certainly, Sean. I mean, we've seen just how aggressive this track is in taking a lot of these front runners out. I mean, I'm looking at this chart. We've got 5, 6, 7 guys who've had to come into the pits for repairs, so not out of the question that he will get back up there. And as I say, Mark Rondeau is the latest to come into the pits.
Yeah, Mark's had to come in. And he's got right front damage on that car, rear end damage on the car, so just a bit, not enough to drive it well. So he's decided to come on in and get it fixed.
Yeah, and I think that's unfortunately the right call, especially with as far down as he was running. Much better to have a car that feels better under you and not risk losing any more positions. So no, that's a drive-through penalty, Sean. That's running afoul of the incident limit.
Yes, he has. Bad boy, Mark. Well, okay, so we've the first driver we've had fall victim to the incident limit today. So he gets his drive through and he's back out. That's going to leave him a full 5.5 seconds, almost 6 seconds now behind Keeter.
It will indeed, and he is running and it's going to be a lot farther down.
I quit. I'm done. It's 2. Let's look at Michael Johnson and see if he's made any progress here, DJ.
Well, it looks like he's made a decent amount on Travis Brown. He's gotten that gap down to about 2.5 seconds here with just under 7 minutes to go. Remember, that gap was astronomical. And look at those numbers starting to come down a little bit. Yeah, he lost 8 seconds there on lap 12. I think Travis Brown had an issue we didn't catch.
We'll see. You keep going. I'm going to take a look, see if I can find it here real quick.
All right, we're going to jump back up to your leader, Travis Brown, while Sean tries to find that listing here for us. Brown has led every lap of this race, giving a little flash there to the lapped cars in front of him. Very nicely getting out of the way. We've talked about how tricky it is dealing with traffic around this circuit. We saw it catch a few people out here and there again, but Travis Brown doing his best to try to just eke everything out. Gap currently back at 2.9 seconds to Michael Johnson. So Brown looks like he at least has this semi under control at the moment. But
I got nothing.
Hoping.
I don't know. That's strange. He passed one car. He was wide in the turn, but didn't slow down. So I don't know where he gave the time up unless it was the end of the previous lap.
All right, we'll have to ask him about what happened then if things go as the way that they are. But we're going to jump back here. This is that battle with Lottfella and Abrams. Jacob Abrams not giving him away.
Brown just having to avoid trouble. Our leader. Sorry about that. He almost had an incident there.
All right, so we're going to check out this replay to see what happened.
I just caught it out of the corner of my eye. Somebody was stopped in the track. I'm trying to see who it was.
Here he comes down into Agua Mineral. Such a tricky zone.
That was the car trying to get out of the way there.
Yeah, very good heads up there for Travis Brown to get away out of it. Yeah, he just wants to keep all 4 tires on the black stuff at this point. But that little error has allowed for Michael Johnson to catch up. The gap is now down to 1.3 seconds, Sean.
Yeah, Johnson catching up now, and we all know how fast he is. And no doubt, Mike, if anybody can catch him, Michael can catch him.
Indeed.
And we've got 4.5 minutes left.
It's probably about 3 laps to go, 2 or 3 laps to go next time by, depending how quickly they do it. We watched Johnson there getting around Mehmet Karasi, one of those slower drivers. Johnson's got to worry, though, because that car in your background, that's Michael Ost. That's P3.
Now, Ost was about 3/4 of a second faster last time around. So Ost is really cutting through the traffic right now, really on the hammer. And pulling, it's starting to pull Johnson just a little bit. He's going to be in draft range here pretty soon. In fact, we're at a second now. He's still closing. Yep, here we go.
Yeah, he'll have it. And that is the GT2 leader they are going by right now, John Momeyer, who is by far the class of this field. He's got a above 20-second gap all the way back.
I see Rondeau's had to come in. He's on the pit lane now. In fact, he's in the box. No, he's on the pit lane.
Yeah, so I'm going to have to imagine that one is for repairs. Yeah, he is stopped in the box right now. He may be calling this a day, frankly.
Tough break there for Mark. He's having a good run. But yeah, like you said, Momeyer's done just plumb run away with it. Palmer holding on to second. He's run away from Adam Fulton, who's having a race just all out there by himself. He's, in fact, his nearest competition, Edwards, is a full 26 seconds behind him. Ron having a solid race, though, today.
Yeah, he very much is just running his own race, and that's a lot of what you have to do at Imola here. There you see him on your screen. I believe that's Doug Boccignoni heading on by him right now in that green GT1. All right, so when the leaders cross the line, we're turning laps here at about 1:39. They cross with just about 3 minutes to go, so I believe you very well may see the white flag next time by. We continue to watch, though. This is Travis Brown. He's been able to at least normalize the gap back to Michael Johnson. Riding on board with him here as he makes his way around Agua Minerale. The gap has stabilized at about 2.3 seconds.
Yeah, Johnson seems to have lost a little bit of that pace that he had. That being said, Ost has too. Ost had it down to a second, and he's now 1.5 seconds back. So these three really started to spread out through the twisty bits.
That's a story that we've seen time and time again here at Imola. It's very easy to do. All right, so he's going to come down here through Ravazza. This is still Travis Brown, your leader overall. So they will be getting the white flag here. This is the white flag for your leader. 1 lap to go at Imola.
That onboard just gives you a sense of how just violent that RSR really is. Violent, Porsche, violent.
It is an absolute bear to drive, and I do not envy any of these drivers who have to take it on here today. All right, so now for Travis Brown, that is him going around, but this is your GT2 leader, John Momeyer. We mentioned how sublime he has been. Oh, big off for Travis Brown. He's able to gather it back up under him. I did. He had a spinning GT2 ahead of him and was able to have to take to the grass to avoid it.
What a save on this quick replay here. I've just really... Oh, no, and Ost has had a problem. Ost is off.
Oh, my goodness.
Off and wrecked really bad. Here it is on the replay.
Oh, yeah, so that's him going around. And that's Ost behind. Oh, there it is. Ost starts to spin around. So that's what happened to Michael Ost. But we are going to pick up your leader, Travis Brown. Here he is. He was only able to lose about 1 second from that off that you saw him do. Takes it down into Variante Alta for the last time here. This is him. He comes down the hill. Michael W. Johnson doing anything that he can do to claw that time back, but I don't think he's got it, Sean. The gap is at 1.5 seconds, and Brown's got 2 corners to go.
Travis got to keep it tight here through the turns, or Johnson's got a legitimate shot, and Travis going to get a great run there off the final turn.
Picture perfect exit out of Ravazza 2, tends it down this twisting front straightaway one last time, and Travis Brown is going to cross the line to take the win here at Imola. Michael Johnson will finish in second behind him, and it looks like, there is your GT2 leader, John Momeyer. He heads down the hill now, lining up into those final two corners. Still a gap of over 20 seconds for John Momeyer in the GT2s.
Solid run for John today. Dominant run, really. And same can be said for Ron Palmer. I mean, yeah, almost 30 seconds back, but Ron had a great... that car is spotless today.
It really is. As we watch here, the 29 of Ron Palmer make his way down the hill for the last time. And I can assure you that not many cars have every lick of paint as Ron still does today.
We beat him up a little bit out here today.
Just a little bit. And that is one of the things that we keep coming back to. Imola Ford is a track that will constantly catch you off guard. But Ron Palmer wasn't caught off guard. He's going to cross the line to take P2 in the GT2 category. And with that, we are going to head to a very short break, but stick around on GSRC. We will be back with final race results and interviews. Well, it was most certainly a war of attrition out here for the Porsche Owners Club, but when everything was said and done, it was Travis Brown who put in an absolutely stellar drive to come home in P1 in that GT1 class. He weathered a lot of damage across the field, had to duck and dive his way through, but he was able to do it. Hot on his heels for the entire race was Michael W. Johnson, followed by Paul Newton to round out your top three. Eric Hagendick able to do a good recovery there for fourth, followed by Michael Ost and Corey Lotvala. Jacob Abrams came home in seventh, followed by Michael Roban, Jad Duncan, and BJ Fulton rounds out your top 10 in that top class. Behind them, Jim Walsh and Doug Baccignoni round out the GT1 finishers.
In the GT2s, John Momeyer bringing it home strong. Big win for him today, Ron Palmer. Great race, clean car. Adam Fulton brings the Apple Computers Porsche home in third. Dave Keeter, fourth. Aaron Edwards, fifth. Jerry Freckleton, he'll bring it home sixth tonight. Mehmet Carrick Hay, he brings it home in 6th. And then Mark Rondeau had his little bit of trouble there in 7th. And then the rest of your field, Jeffrey Schulem, Lee Rosner, Matt Hollander, Larry Haas, and Federico Del Toro. He didn't start this race, and we'll finish it, last.
There it is, but we are going to bring into the booth here your GT1 winner, Travis Brown. Travis, I think to say that was an uneventful race would be the understatement of the century, but you weathered the storm quite well.
Yeah, thanks. There's quite a few moments got my heart racing for sure. That last lap, especially going off track to avoid the carnage, and yeah, oh man, glad to come out alive with that one and get to come out on top. It was much appreciated.
Talk me through that moment on the last lap, not to sort of make you go relive past trauma, but what was going through your head? I mean, how gingerly are you coaxing on the throttle? Are you just focusing on, okay, I've got to keep this thing pointed straight, or are you looking at Michael behind you?
Yeah, no, I knew Michael was close, but I saw him start to lose it, and I was like, is he going to stay over in the grass? Is he coming back? And when I saw he was coming back, I just said, okay, that's it. I'm going off-roading. And I just lifted off the gas and just coasted through and kept, once I got it pointed straight, there was a little jump there, which got me a little nervous, but the car stayed pointed in the right direction and then got it back. But yeah, that was a little dicey. And then in the Discord, Michael Ost started going, yelling his wheel disconnected, and he lost all force feedback at the same time. So there was, a lot of commotion going on in the headset and everything. But yeah, I'm glad to make it out alive.
We wondered what that was, actually. We saw Michael just kind of veer off. So the other thing I want to ask you about this race is that it looked like you lost about 8 seconds. Was that another accident avoidance, or was that a cut course penalty? What happened there? I think it was about 4 or 5 laps to go.
Yeah, that was my own dumb fault. I had just run a 139.1, and I was like, oh, I can get a 138 with, the race setup, and just trying to cruise. I had a clean track, and I hit one of the turtle, hump barriers and jumped the car off into the grass and just saved it, kept it out of the wall. But it was my own dumb fault. So yeah, that's what I get for not just bringing it home.
Well, hey, you brought the car home, and you brought it home in first, and around Imola, I'd take that as a pretty high compliment. Anybody you'd like to thank, Travis, before we let you go tonight?
Yeah, I gotta thank my wife and kids. They're, actually, it's really fun. They're real supportive of me doing the Sim Racing League, and they're like, "Go get him tonight," because I keep them updated, on how the races go. So it's fun having them rooting me on.
I love that. My girlfriend is the exact same way, and she only rolls her eyes about half the time. So it's always good to have that cheering section.
Exactly.
Well, Travis, congratulations again on P1. Heck of a drive.
Well, guys, appreciate it.
That was your GT1 winner, Travis Brown. And now Sean Ambrose has caught up with your GT2 winner, John Momeyer.
John, big race tonight. You really ran away from him. Tell me, what was the key to your success here at Imola this evening? Besides a great qualifying lap.
Yeah, I think actually it was luck getting through that first lap, the mayhem that ensued and just getting by. I think somebody actually touched me on the outside right side as we went down into that turn, but yeah, just luck getting through and then staying on the track the rest of the time, which was a joy to do the entire race.
What's your favorite part of Imola? What keeps you coming back to this track?
This was a new track. Had to buy it when we started coming here. I really do like it. It took a lot to figure out how to not get on the gas quick and to have the rear end come around on these GT4s. Once you got the hang of that, then it was just kind of a smooth ride, and look out for the turtles as you went. If you didn't hit those, you'd be okay.
All right, now I got to know, because I've stood next to a Boxster at Circuit of the Americas a few years ago. How much, and I know you've got your own spec that you run. How much different is this Cayman than that Boxster you run on a regular basis?
I would say considerably. I mean, the speed's different, obviously, but the handling in this is just a handful in the GT4. The Boxster, I can do things that I'd never even try to do in this car. It just doesn't work.
When do you get to get back to the track with that again?
We are heading out to Pahrump in Nevada in 1st of April here and get to go boxer spec racing again. Got to thank Precision Motion, who always takes care of the car as we get out there, and Granny and Jill, who are watching, my mom and dad, and my wife and my daughters and son JR.
All right. Well, hey, be well, take care, and we'll see you in a couple weeks.
Thank you.
All right, DJ, that's John Momeyer, our winner this evening in the GT2s.
Well, and now we have second place in the GT1s, Michael Johnson. Michael, that looked like it was tantalizingly close there. We heard Travis saying he made a couple of mistakes, and you were kind of the face of consistency.
Well, yeah, that's a big trick here, as well as having an opportunity to change my pants before the end of the race and this interview. Because holy cow, that last lap incident, glad you guys can't monitor our radios, because there was a lot of colorful language being spouted through there.
I can only imagine. Yeah, talk me through that moment from your seat in the sim.
Well, I knew I wasn't going to be able to outpace Travis. He's had pace all through practice, all through qualifying. I was doing okay to stay close enough to him, and I was just hoping to be able to stay ahead of Michael Ost, who was coming up behind me, and I think Paul Newton was there for a little while earlier on, and I needed to have a clean space to play in. And as I've been telling my guys in coaching, it doesn't matter if you're the fastest guy on the track. It matters if you're the most consistent guy on the track. And I gave them some tricks, and I said, well, maybe I should apply those same tricks myself. And, it worked out. I think I was close. I don't think I had it for Travis today. Even if he had bobbled on that last lap, I don't think I could have caught him, though.
Well, I'm going to be secretly taking notes at your advice there, try to get myself a little bit better when I come around here. But, I said at the top of the broadcast that Imola is a love it or hate it kind of track. It sounds like you fall into the former.
Well, it's a love-hate relationship. As everyone knows, this is where Senna died. Technically he died at the hospital. Nobody ever dies at a racetrack. Never happens. It's bad luck, so nobody ever dies. But yeah, this is where Senna's incident took place, and that's a reason to not like it. But I gotta say, the way iRacing has modeled this track, this is probably the closest track to real life that I've raced, and I've raced them all. I'm looking forward to Hockenheim coming out in a few days, but this track, I've only raced like 10 or 15 times, so in real life. So racing it on iRacing, the best of my recollection, it is really close, and it goes back to the mantra of just be consistent. And if you do that on this track, you will be successful. And I think I showed that in spades today.
I would certainly say you did, Michael. Headed to Okayama next time out. But before we get across the Pacific Ocean, anybody you need to thank here tonight?
Of course, I want to thank the regulars, Ben Bettenhausen, who's one of my clients. I've got Jerry Freckleton, who's I've been working with quite a lot. Federico Del Toro, who unfortunately couldn't make the race, and also Michael Roban. He's been just coming along brilliantly, as well as one of my clients has a GT3, an AMG GT3, and Jason McCarthy, who races in the Ferrari Challenge.
Well, wonderful. And Michael, congratulations again on that second place here today.
Thank you.
That was your second place finisher in the GT1s, Michael Johnson. And now Sean Ambrose has caught up with Ron Palmer, your second place in the GT2s.
Ron, congratulations. Did you see another car on track at all today, besides the start?
Yeah, I saw a few of them. That start was kind of fun, wasn't it? Hollander and I kind of did a little bumping and grinding and took a few people out, but I seemed to manage to get away with it. Lucky me.
Yeah, you did, and kept the car clean throughout. A really, really solid race. Lot of speed here. I did notice though that the GT4 doesn't seem to quite draft as well as the RSR does.
Yeah, and you can't even use the RSR as a draft when they come by you either. Yeah, they're like a little brick. Drive around with not a lot of grip. But I started this with Matt over a year ago, and this is the first time that I've actually got up close enough to be on the podium. So I guess practice and consistency kind of pays off. But that was a fun race. It was good for me. I'm glad that I did it. Momeyer looked like he had a great race. I think he was quite a bit ahead of us.
Yeah, he had a clean race, but I gotta wonder, is it retirement from being the club president that's giving you more time to spend in the sim and work on your craft a little bit? What's going on there? Is there a story?
Yeah, I wouldn't say there's that much more time. I'm still racing. I'm not running the club. Momeyer is, but I'm still kind of engaged in what goes on. Not too much seat time. I would love to have a little bit more seat time. But unfortunately, life kind of gets in the way, so I don't get as much as I would like to have.
When do you get back to the track? Are you heading up to Pahrump as well?
Yeah, we'll be heading up to Pahrump. I'm actually putting together a new motor for the car this next week after having some issues for the last year. We're hoping to get this nailed down, and it'd be kind of fun to get back into the GT3 class to start racing again.
All right, we'll get up there and have some fun. Be well.
Thank you. Appreciate you guys.
And DJ, that was Ron Palmer. He goes P2 tonight, and I believe you now have caught up with Fulton. I'm sorry, who did I say? Right, Adam Fulton. There we go.
I do indeed have Adam Fulton, the third place driver in that GT2 category. Adam, bit of an exciting race, I think, to say the least.
Yeah, I'm a lot of luck involved. Just missing cars there at the start, and had a little contact with Mark. Tried to avoid it, but I think he was hurt. He said his steering wheel was about a 30-degree angle, so I think he didn't really know how to avoid me there. But yeah, just a lot of consistent laps after the chaos that ensued in front of me, and just tried to stay out of it, and it wound up working for me.
I would certainly say it did, and I can tell you I was hooting and hollering at that the first lap, let's call it a kerfluffle, if we will. But yeah, talk me through kind of dealing with the faster GTEs as they're coming up through you. What were you doing to be able to stay out of the way and make it as painless for both of you as possible?
Yeah, I would say after Zolder, the last race, this was a lot easier. There was a lot more time on the straightaways to kind of look around, see who was there, and I tried to just communicate as best as possible. You get the errant, person saying they're going to pass you on one side, and they actually go the other way. But everyone's focusing on their line and trying to keep their cars out of the grass. So, it's better, and I think I know the people a little better. So. You just have to worry about the people that don't have a lot of experience and are pretty new, because they can be pretty unpredictable.
Gotcha. I think that's probably my problem whenever I try to race the officials, is I have no idea who I'm racing against. But yeah, exactly. But we head to Okayama next time out. It's a track that I think does actually share a little bit of Imola's sort of love or hate. I've never heard anybody that says like, it's fine. How do you feel about it?
It is probably the only track in this game or in the Porsche Sim Racing that I have never even heard of. So every other track I've at least seen races done there, or been around in Forza before I got this game, something like that. But I have no idea. So we'll see. I've heard it's tight and technical.
Yeah, it's definitely got some sections on it, but we'll keep an eye out for you, and I guess best of luck for you getting to learn it. But Adam, anybody you'd like to thank before we let you go tonight?
Yeah, first I want to congratulate John for winning. He probably should have had a win last week if it wasn't for me. I'd like to thank you guys for providing such a great broadcast. John and Matt for helping to put on this sim racing series, and my wonderful, beautiful fiance, who is probably missing me right now and wondering why I'm playing video games instead of hanging out with her.
Well, by all means, go back to your fiance, Adam, but congratulations again.
Thanks, guys. Have a good one.
That was Adam Fulton, your third place GT2 finisher. And now to round up our interview, Sean Ambrose has caught up with Paul Newton.
Paul, you put in a 7th place qualifying effort. You're sitting there on the grid. Do you think about a podium or you think about just surviving the first turn?
I was surprised I got up to 7th in qualifying. These guys are really, really fast now. I knew it was going to be a tough race. In the practices, it seemed like traffic was going to be an issue, and it seemed like it was the issue today. It was a really tough race, so to come home third, I'm really happy to do that.
How'd the balance of the car feel under these conditions today here at Imola, and how much of experience do you have at this track?
I don't have much experience at all. I didn't have time to practice too many times in the past week. Car felt good. I had no complaints with the way the car was driving. I just kind of had to keep it on the road and wait for everybody else to leave the road.
Did you have any trouble with the curbs?
I tend to go for a softer setup so I can just mow down the curbs because that's just what I do.
Well, we all know that the RSR is a bit of a hammer. So if you're going to mow down curbs, it's a good car to do it in. But we talked to a lot of the other guys about getting back to the track here and going up to Nevada here pretty soon. Thinking towards the next race in this series, Okayama, is that another track that you don't have a lot of experience on? And are you looking forward to that one?
I have never run that one, so I'm going to need to get a lot of practice in, I think. I'm looking forward to the rest of the schedule more than this one, that's for sure.
Looks like the POC practice sessions will be busy over the next couple weeks, or at least when you guys get back from Nevada, one or the other. So we'll look forward to seeing you there. And anybody you'd like to thank specifically this evening?
Yeah, I'd like to thank the Porsche Owners Club for putting on these great races. I'd like to thank the GSRC for broadcasting these great races. I've got a shout out to my sponsor, Peel's California Mandarins, and I want to thank Audrey and Team Skittles for helping me along.
All right. Well, our thanks to Paul and everybody at the Porsche Owners Club for DJ what has been a fabulous one here tonight at Imola.
It has been action-packed, and it has been exciting, as Imola always proves to do. But, Sean, that's about going to wrap us up here tonight. But before we go, we do need to thank our sponsors for the Porsche Owners Club. Porsche, there is no substitute. Find out more at Porsche.com. Sunset Mortgage, don't put your money in the bank, be the bank. Check them out at sunsetcash.net. Octavio Tequila as well. Celebrate now for a great tasting tequila. OctavioTequila.com and purchase today. And finally, Century Financial Consultants, making the rest of your life the best of your life. You can check out their website at centuryretire.com. I'd also like to thank all of the companies that provide the software and hardware for our broadcasts listed here on your screen right now. An additional thanks to June Lalonde, who provides our wonderful music. See the screen for how to get a hold of more of her great work. Thanks to all the team today, Joe, Sean, and Dougie. If you'd like to find out more about GSRC, including upcoming races, you can find it at globalsimracingchannel.com, or you can check out our social media on Twitter at GSRC Channel, Facebook at Global SimRacing Channel, and Instagram at GSRC_Graham. If you'd like to support the channel, go check out our merchandise store at gsrc.storeenvy.com. The link is also in the description below. And don't forget to head on over to our YouTube page and hit that big red subscribe button as well, so you don't miss a moment here on the Global Sim Racing Channel. Well, you heard us talk about it in those interviews. The next time you will see the Porsche Owners Club out on track, it will be Monday, March 22nd at 11 o'clock Eastern at Okayama. Sounds like a lot of these guys don't know the track all that well, so make sure to watch it. It will be interesting as all get out. We also have some upcoming races here for our other series on screen, so check those out and mark them down on your calendar. But until next time, race clean, race hard, and we'll see you on the track.